just a fantastic game here this evening, and unfortunately for St. Francis on the wrong end of it, and 70-68, head coach Rod Krimmel. Riley Parker, who had 12 points tonight. Juan Cranford Jr., who led the Red Flash with 18 and 8 rebounds, and Valentino Pinedo with 17 points. Coach, before we get to questions for our student athletes, your thoughts on an outstanding basketball game.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations to Tony and Alabama State. They're one of the hottest teams in the country. I think now 12 out of 13. And what a basketball game. If you were just coming through Dayton, and I've said this a couple times now in some press conferences, if you were coming through Dayton and just looking for a college basketball game and you happen to stop in here, two teams that left it all out on the court. And I've said this to our guys, and sometimes because we've experienced it, there's a fine line between winning and losing. But the margin, the emotional gap is huge. These guys, for 34 games, left it all on the court for us. And these three guys that are with me were our all-conference performers and performed extremely well on a big stage. And my dad, he has a saying that the two worst days of the year are the day after Christmas and the day after vacation. And we've talked about this being this run that we've been on like a vacation, trying to extend the vacation. Vacations are fun, right? Especially when you're with people that you care about and that you love. And so this is that day after vacation feeling that my dad has always talked about. And I know that they're disappointed, and that's the thing that I love about them. They're champions, and nothing can take that away from our group. And they've played some close games, and so has Alabama State. I think they're one of the teams in the country that has played the most close games, and they've certainly won their fair share. But what these guys have done for St. Francis basketball, what these guys have done for our community, they don't know, and nor should they. But they left their mark on St. Francis basketball and the tradition that goes all the way back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, and that 91 team that set the standard for modern success. And these guys were a part of that group. Could be more proud of them. They left it all out there, and unfortunately today we were 2 points short.
Let's open up the floor. Questions for our student athletes. First row.
Robert Zemas, Tribune Democrat. Can you guys just take us through the run of this team? First time in 34 years being here. It's got to be quite a feeling.
Let's start with Valentino.
Well, obviously at the start of the season we didn't start as good, but we came together to just push through every game, get better as a team, and just play as a team and not try to get a stats or play individually or whatever. I think that's what's special about this team. We just play together the whole year, and we managed to push through a lot of games and obviously win our championship and come here. We came short, but I couldn't be more proud of this team.
Juan?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do this with any other team, man. I love this group. This group is one of the best groups I've ever been with, including coaching staff. I mean, it was fun. It was a good journey. I mean, learned a lot of lessons, and we learned from it, and we made them work. So it was a journey for us, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Riley.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what the boys said, this is a great team and a locker room full of great people, and that's what Coach Krimmel told us when they recruited us, that St. Francis is a community full of good people, and it really is. And our team shows that, and we gave it everything we got the whole time, and I'm very proud of my team.
Stay in the first row.
Yeah, Kayla Millig from Mainline Newspapers. You saw the community support the selection show. You could see a lot of Red Flash T-shirts in the crowd today. Just how important was that community support, throughout this entire run, and especially, these last couple days?
Riley?
The community is everything to us. We would not be here without them. Their support is phenomenal, and I just want to thank them so much, because we would not be here without every single one of those people. So, thank you, Red Flash family.
Juan.
Yeah, what he said, big shout out to the community, man. They play a part in sports and all sports, and they show. Home games is crazy. I love playing home, and man, it's a great feeling. I mean, the support and love that they show is just out the roof.
Valentino.
Picking up on what they said, just shout out especially to our band and cheer. I think we got the best band in the conference. So just the fact that we're able to like just see them every time we go out there in our home games. And they were a big part of the reason we also won our NCAA championship at CCSU too. So big shout out to them too.
Jump across the aisle, first row.
Jared Prugar, Altoona Mirror. Juan, this is for you. To have this type of performance in your hometown with this team, what does that mean for you?
Everything, man. Like, I couldn't ask for anything else like better than this. Like, this is a dream for me, especially being here at home where I grew up. I mean, like, this is a great opportunity for me and experience. So, I mean, like, I honestly wouldn't want anything else but this.
Stay in the first row.
Brad Racine, Tribune Democrat. Can you guys just talk about the last 2 weeks? You guys played in enough close games to fill an entire season in the last 2 weeks. Just can you talk about that, the last 2 weeks of the season?
Juan?
Last 2 weeks of the season been pretty fun for me. I mean, just in those close games, you know, just learning from where we messed up at and coming like to the next game and trying to figure out what we can do better. And we proved that we can do that, and it showed like game by game we started to figure it out easy, and it become easy for us.
Valentino.
Picking up on what he said, we just came together and like figured out how like to win those close games, and like we got like a hot streak going. It was just like playing together pretty much.
Riley?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Just like Coach said, we wanted to extend the vacation and just, because vacations are fun and we just wanted to keep having fun. So these past 2 weeks have been absolutely amazing. And, it's a time that we're probably going to remember for the rest of our lives, and that we're probably going to show photos or share stories to our kids. And, I experienced it with a great group of people.
Just a couple more questions here for the student athletes. Let's go to the second row.
Tom Archdeek in Dayton. Juan, actually all you guys, just what did you see on that last play? I saw you flattened at the end there, and I don't know, Valentino, where you were in, but just kind of take us through that last play, what you can remember.
Juan?
All I remember is the ball being in the air, honestly. Like, I thought we had it, it came down, ball got tipped, and then all of a sudden they come up with the layup. It was crazy what happened. Thought we had the possession. We turned the ball over, too many times. Honestly, like, when you turn the ball over that many times, you can't expect to come out, have good outcomes. So, yeah.
Valentino, the last play.
So I was obviously on the inbound place. I wasn't really like over there. So seeing that from like a distance hurt a lot for me. Just not really being able to like impact as much on that possession, that really hurt me.
Last question for our student athletes, first row.
Yeah, Caleb Millick from Mainline Newspapers. This is for Juan and Riley. In the second half, you guys got a little bit cold shooting-wise, but that last minute there, you guys hit a couple key shots to kind of even the score up again. What changed? Did you guys have any talk late, and kind of what changed and allowed you guys to kind of get back in the game in the final minutes?
We'll start with Juan.
Nothing really changed for us. I just having that confidence in you and yourself and your teammates. You can make that shot. The next shot's gonna go in, even if you're not hitting. I go for 8. I'm still gonna shoot the ball. Like nothing. The mindset's gonna be the same. It's just you just gotta take your time and then come out with the outcome.
Riley?
Yeah, exactly what Juan said. Just trust your work and have confidence in yourself, and shooters shoot. So just keep shooting the ball, and we've done it. We shoot those shots every single day. So just keep trusting it.
NEC champions, Riley Parker, first team all-conference, Valentino Pinedo, third team all-conference, and Juan Cranford is rookie of the year in the NEC and the most valuable player in the NEC tournament. Guys, you had a fantastic season. It was an excellent showing. You should be so proud, and we were so happy to watch you here tonight.
Thank you very much.
As the student athletes get up, we now will open up the floor for the head coach of the Red Flash, and Rob Krimmel. Let's go to the first row in the middle.
Brad Racine, Tribune Democrat. Coach, just the second half, really the key turnovers in the second half. Can you just assess what you saw in that stretch?
Yeah, that was, we talked about that going into halftime. At that point, I think they had 15 points off of our turnovers. We had 9 turnovers and then gave up 15 points. Almost half of their points were off of turnovers. And it was an emphasis going into the second half. Coming into the game, we knew that that's something they were very good at, turning people over. But when you look at the box score, and they had 22 more shot attempts than we did, a lot of that turnovers. And then I think the second thing that hurt us in that stretch, offensive rebounds. So when you're turning the ball over and not getting a shot at your basket and then giving them maybe second and third opportunities, it becomes very difficult to either extend a lead or just keep the game close. So in spite of those turnovers, or despite of those turnovers, we were able to have the ball and a chance to win the game at the end. But that was a huge key. And you look at the final box score, 26 of their points came off of our turnovers.
Staying in the first row, let's go across the aisle, though.
Jared Prugar, Altoona Mirror. Coach, a minute and 36 left. You call a timeout. You're down by 4. What's your message to the team in that moment?
We've been here before. We needed to make a play. We decided to get the ball, and at that point, Juan and Val, get them to connect and come up with some points, and fortunately we did. And then at that point, it was a game situation that we've been in quite a bit here in the last couple of weeks, and unfortunately we were 2 points short.
Stay in the first row, far side.
Yeah, Kalen Millig, Mainline Newspapers. Rob, you talked about the 91 team kind of and how they had set the bar. How did this team kind of, set that bar, raise it, and kind of what will you remember from this group and just the legacy that they set here at St. Francis?
It's a special group, especially in the landscape of college basketball right now. To bring in 6 new faces and then have 2 of your more experienced returning guys get hurt, one before the season and one 4 games in, says a lot about those guys in that locker room. And to be able to create a camaraderie and a chemistry so quickly was a big part of us taking a step as a program. There weren't guys out there trying to get their numbers. And I heard one of the guys say it. I mean, it was genuinely, they were pulling for each other. And they wanted the success to come as a group and not as a bunch of individuals. So I think that's probably what makes it so special right now, because we've had some talented teams in my 13 years that have been close and have come close to that championship moment. But these guys, they're going to be forever remembered as the Northeast Conference champions, and no one can take that away from them. And as much as this hurts right now, 10, 15, 20 years from now, or maybe 10, 15, 20 months from now, they'll be able to reflect on a really special season. And I couldn't be more proud as their head coach, the way they responded to everything that we gave them, both on and off the court. I told them they were so much fun to coach, whether it was in a hotel, in practice, in a game, wherever we were. They made my job easy because there was a joy every time this group got together. And then to compete with people like that, it's a lot of fun.
On the aisle.
Robert Stamos, Streaming Democrat. Coach, I know we talked before about the young youthfulness of this team. Yeah. Can you just talk about how, with this underclassmen-filled roster, how they grew in a setting like this and then overall during the season?
Yeah, once you get to January, the old, you're no longer freshmen anymore. And we had, one in particular, obviously, that was Rookie of the Year. And then I think Jeremy Clayville, was all rookie for us also. And, the youth, I think early on, hurt us a little bit, especially in late games, because we didn't have maybe a go-to guy, or they didn't have the experience of understanding how to have that composure that I've talked about a little bit here. But then over the course of January and February, because those guys were truly together, I think the strength in numbers, we were able to overcome some youthful moments. And I think you talk about the young guys, but there was a lot of older guys that were reaching down to try to help out. Justin and Ace were out, but there were times in practice or even in games where they're trying to encourage these guys and pick them up, and guys that have been through it, trying to help those young guys along, and that's the makeup of a really good team, and that's why they were such a joy to be around, because they genuinely wanted to help each other.
A couple more questions for Coach. Let's stay in the first row.
Yeah, Kalen Millig, Mainline Newspapers. Coach, obviously with so many young guys on the roster, how do you make this that it's not just a Cinderella run, where this is something that maybe this program can sustain for years to come now?
It's each new year, and when we wake up tomorrow, the new year starts, right? But it's we've challenged these guys, and I've always talked about progress and wanting to get a little bit better each day. And the big thing for this group is to continue to set the bar high, is to continue to demand greatness from each other. And that's, now that the season's over, you can't resort back or maybe get complacent, become lazy in certain areas. They're student athletes, so they got to get back to class. They've missed quite a bit of school here in the last couple of weeks, so they've got to get back and get their heads in their books and make sure that they're great in that arena. And then after a couple of weeks off, we got to come back and we got to raise the bar. And so those moments will come, but it's it's a great starting point. Listen, he can't underestimate the power of a win or power of success, right? Because people want to be around that. They want to be a part of that. And that foundation in the locker room combined with success, I think progress is a part of it.
Well, hop online. Question on Zoom. Andrew. Andrew, your question for Coach. Okay, let's go to the first row on the end.
Jared Pruger, Altoona. Coach, much has been made about Loretto being in the middle of Nowheresville, Pennsylvania. Do you feel now that Loretto is on the map, and what's your message to the community?
Yeah, I told our guys they put Loretto, Pennsylvania on the map, right? And I think in today's social media world, maybe the '91 team, they had a ton of success and they were really, really good. I mean, the talent that they had on that roster, Coach Barron coached them up, and they had some really good players. And but with some of the publicity that we got, Loretto, Pennsylvania is now known by a lot of people, and the area, Blair and Cambria County, there's so much passion for St. Francis. There really is. I mean, we're nestled between Pitt and Penn State, the two giants in Pennsylvania, equal distance from each other. And if you're going between the two, Loretto is a stop on the way. And our guys, that's what I told them, our guys put Loretto on the map. They put St. Francis University on the map when you start talking about basketball and being able to retell the Maurice Stokes story, being able to talk about Kevin Porter, Norm Van Leer. Those are things that resonate with people in Blair and Cambria County, and it's a special place. I mean, it's been home for me for over half my life, for 30 years. And what makes things great organizations are the people. I mean, there's no secret to that. All the craziness in the world, what makes things special are people. St. Francis embraces that, and the community, Blair and Cambria County, they certainly are in that category also.
A bright, bright light on Loretto tonight. And, Coach, it was a fantastic showing. I know heartbreak, but NEC champs, a historic season. And coaching at your alma mater, you should be so proud. We were proud to watch your group here this evening.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hammond Communications will post the recording of the press conference, NCAA Veritone.com. Transcripts will be provided shortly.